We are ready to begin when you are, Madam Chair.
Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order the Pierce County Council in Tuesday's study session. Today is July 28th, 2026. The time is 12:03. And we have most members. I know that Vice Chair Herrera is excused and not able to be here. I thought Councilmember Morrell, I said his name. He's arriving. So all members except for Vice Chair are here, and he is excused. We have a regular order of business that we're going to run through today, and then we'll see how far we get. We were just doing the executive session at the end.
Right.
Okay.
I gave them a 12:15
Okay.
start time so we could get through the administrative.
Perfect. So then we'll go ahead and jump into today's agenda.
All right. So this is this afternoon's agenda. It is amended. We did go over the consent agenda yesterday. There are 5 collective bargaining agreements. You'll be setting the final for all of these on August 25th. You'll see the grants that we discussed yesterday on here for your approval. And the only other thing I'll point out on your consent is the motion under other items. We did mention it, but this is actually the text of what the motion does, and it rescinds and resets the final hearing on O-2026-545, which is an ordinance amending Chapter 436 of the code. This is related to claims by and against the county, so the final will be the 25th. Moving to Section 7, proclamations. You do have one today, and that is proclaiming August 2026 as Overdose Awareness Month in Pierce County, and Chair Hitchen will be reading that today. Under Section 8, resolutions, you have 2 items. First up is our 2026-170S, and this is approving additional positions in the Human Resources Department, Finance and Enterprise Services Department, Juvenile Court, and the Prosecuting Attorney's Office. This received a due pass as substituted at rules on July 14th. The other resolution is our 2026-174. This is adopting a new organization chart for the Office of the Council, and this received a due pass at rules on July 21st. Under ordinances, you have 5 items here. First is O-2026-535. This is repealing Chapter 2-111 of the Code, Notice of Funding Availability Process, and amending Section 448.020. This is related to special revenue funds to reflect the repeal. This received a due pass at rules on July 14th. Number 2 is O-2026-536. This is granting a non-exclusive franchise to Fatbeam LLC for a wireline system. This received a due pass at rules on July 6th. Number 3 is O-2026-537, and this is granting a non-exclusive franchise to Ziply Fiber Pacific. And this received a due pass at rules on July 6th. There is one amendment to this. It is the same that we discussed yesterday. Next is O-2026-538. This is granting a non-exclusive franchise to NFC Northwest LLC. This received a due pass at rules on July 6th. There's also the same amendment to this, and we talked about that yesterday. It's not new. And finally, you have O-2026-546. This is related to wage adjustments for non-represented employees of the Office of the Council and amending the salary classification plan. This received a due pass at rules on July 21st. There is one amendment to this that was also discussed yesterday in study session. So those are your agenda items for this afternoon's regular meeting.
Thank you. Are there questions on this afternoon's agenda? Not seeing any lights come up or anyone waving at me, so we will move on to external boards and commissions. Ms. Rhett Hunt is not able to be here, but we're in recess for PSRC, and so she didn't have anything to report. So I'll look to see if any other council members have other boards or commissions that they've heard from, or Mr. Taylor, anything on your end? Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing any. So we can move on to chair's topics. And I don't really have anything other than the National Association of Counties meeting, which I think I talked about. Honestly, that was a long day. I don't remember how much detail I went into last Tuesday, but it was a really good experience. We had a lot of good dialogue. Pierce County continues to show up in places and spaces. I know that we have a lot of stuff going on related to juvenile justice. They continue to really showcase the work that's happened here around the diversion work and working with people lived experiences as kind of the golden standard that other jurisdictions across the country are trying to emulate. And then there was several really good conversations around childcare, which seems to be an issue everywhere. So, happy to share resources with colleagues on if there's topics or if there's something that you happen to become aware of and was curious about what happened. Happy to share. And we continue to advocate that we do a little bit better around advocating for ferries at the federal level. So we will see. Okay, so we will go to other business. Mr. Dominique, you're going to start us off.
Yes. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the council. My name is Brian Dominique, and I am a member of your communications staff. One of the roles of your communications office is to lead the council's community relations function, and a primary way we do that is with the issuance of proclamations. While proclamations are defined in Pierce County Code Chapter 1.28-050, the code does not formally define council proclamations, but it does establish the Rules and Operations Committee as the authority to schedule and approve them. The council's standing practice for many decades was to run proclamations as resolutions, but in an effort to better align these with the spirit of its community relations intentions, the code was changed to allow proclamations to be treated similarly to recognitions. As a result of that decision, the communications office assumed responsibility for processing proclamations and established a procedure to ensure that consent, debate, and public transparency are accounted for. And today begins the process for the council's annual Pierce County Fair Weekend proclamation. Included at the conclusion of your packet is a proposed proclamation of the council and executive designating August 13th through the 16th, 2026 as Pierce County Fair Weekend in Pierce County, Washington. This proclamation is intended to celebrate the 79 years the Pierce County Fair has served as a community celebration, providing a vital bridge between our rich agricultural heritage and modern life in Pierce County since its inception as a junior fair in Sumner in 1947. Additionally, the proclamation acknowledges the Pierce County Fair's role as an essential platform for our county's youth through 4-H and Future Farmers of America programs, allowing them to showcase their dedication to animal husbandry, agriculture, and the arts of quilting, canning, and photography. This year's theme, Pirates of the Caribbean, celebrates a spirit of adventure and community discovery, inviting crews of all ages to explore the treasure trove of local talent and tradition found within the fairgrounds. Council members have until Thursday at noon to offer any amendments to the proclamation. If you have changes, please send them directly to me. This proclamation will head to the Rules and Operations Committee on Monday, August 3rd for approval and scheduling. Looking at in addition to proclamations, my office has taken the lead on an effort to close a voter information gap around the complex charter amendment measures at the top of the general election ballot. Pierce County Elections notified the council and county communications that the public are frequently calling in with questions, and staff find themselves having to correct misinformation without a strategy to mitigate the spreading of that misinformation. One of the central tensions here is doing this accurately and without crossing into advocacy, staying within legal neutrality rules, and respecting the Charter Review Commission as a former elected commission. That's charge was to review the charter and suggest amendments that voters will consider in November. I'll be working closely with elections and our chief legal counsel and the chief of staff on how we address this and support elections in that. Additionally, I'm supporting the council in its legislative work to reauthorize the Spanaway Lake Management District, which the council discussed at yesterday's study session. I won't spend too much time, but I'm developing a communications plan in coordination with policy staff that aims to balance local information needs related to property owners and those who use this regional lake. Any questions? That concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Are there questions for Mr. Dominique or other items? related to communications. So next year it turns 80, Councilmember Krueger. What's, like, is there an anniversary world? There's the diamond. Is there an 80-year anniversary symbol? Because I think there's a contest going on right now to name the theme for next year. But it'd be interesting to ponder.
The diamonds are forever. You can do a James Bond thing.
Potentially. So
Dress the horses up.
we have some work to do,
Secret
but
horse.
pirates this year. Okay. Not seeing any questions. Any other comments or business from council members? Okay. Ms. Long, we're a super chatty group today, which could be helpful as we move into an executive session. What do you want to do your thing, and then is this
Sure.
who's supposed to be here, or do we need to? Oh, Michelle Luna is out in the chambers,
Okay.
and Mr. Bokey is here. So I think
I think we're
I
good.
think the
By the
whole
time
crew's
we
here.
finish this, I think
Yeah.
everybody will be ready to roll into the other room. So thank you. This is an executive session authorized by RCW 4230-110-1I. The purpose today is to discuss with legal counsel matters of pending or potential litigation to which the county is or may become a party when public knowledge of the discussion is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the county. You think 45 minutes? Yeah, so we're looking at about 45 minutes as to when the council will be back into an open session. And for the public, we have no other items on the agenda following the executive session, so there will be no further action.
okay. And Councilmember Denson, we're going to try and call you on Teams, and we'll take you picking up that call as this is a good idea or not. So seeing 45 minutes is the ask. It's 12:15 now. We will come back to regular session at 1 o'clock. There is no anticipated action or anything going on other than adjournment following that. So we are going to move into executive session until 1 p.m. this afternoon. Thank you, everybody.
And we are ready to go when you are, Madam Chair.
Good afternoon. The time is 1:01. We are back from executive session. Seeing no other business before the council and study session, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.